it's me, Ali from Horses Life No Difference 07. Whoop whoop. Today, because I haven't been posting many videos, I said that I would do a 3 video. I don't know what to call it. I'm not calling it threesome, but a triplet video. So I did my tackle, which is going to be linked below, and I'm doing what's in my horse box, will also be linked below. All of my videos will be linked in each other. So yeah, this is my 3rd video. Woo! Hopefully it goes good, goes well, because I've got my intro. Please look at that. Please subscribe and like. And if you guys are thinking, wait, should I pause this video to subscribe and like? Yes, you should. You are not missing out anything. So I'm just gonna pause for a minute. Okay, we're back. Hopefully you liked and subscribed. If you didn't, shame on you. Okay, so now I'm going to be doing what you need for buying and leasing a horse. So, as you can see, I've kind of got my list of what my horse tack checklist is. Now, before I leased my horse and before I was going to buy a horse, which I'm now choosing to wait a while, before I leased, I made up a list. Now lists, I'm usually horrible, I mean like really bad at lists, but I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna make lists, and trust me, they make you more organized, they're easier. As you can see, I've got my pin board pointing at it in the background with my homework and my horse of Ali. I missed the horse of Ali. I'm so sad about that. I'm so sorry, guys. The horse of Ali. So that's my pin board. I have my lists up there and all this. I just took this down. Pins inside. So I've got my horse checklist. So I'm going to read that out. And actually, I didn't need all of this because I went for the bare necessities. Because, can you believe it or not, the equine life is expensive. I know, it might be a shock to you guys, but once you start buying stuff by yourself instead of your parents, it becomes expensive and you don't want to buy it, but you would have let your parents buy it, right? Well, I had to start working, getting a job to pay for this. Now I pay partly for my board every week, but because I'm in year 8 and I'm still at school, so I don't have a full job, I can't drive to my board facility yet, so I still have to get my parents to help me with that. So I don't get my parents to do everything for me. I'm not one of those people that go like, oh dad, hold my horse while I go change out of these mucky clothes. No, the horse comes first, and all of you should know that. Now if you guys are like wanting a horse, your first horse, or going to lease a horse, or haven't even like started riding yet and you want a horse, I would recommend that you do more than 2 or 3 years. Actually 2 years would be enough to start leasing a horse. It really depends who you go with. I wanted to buy a horse like the first day I did lessons, and my trainer sat me down and she said, you understand the commitment, right? So I said, yeah. So she pretend bought me a horse to show me how hard it was. And oh my god, guys, it's not a piece of cake. I actually didn't want a horse after that. I still wanted to do riding, but I didn't want my own horse. She's like, you're going to get one day. I'm like, I am. And she's like, yes, you are. And she's like, but that day will come when it needs to come because you need more experience. So I would recommend doing horse clinics, training jobs, stuff like that, like going and watching other people with their horses. So I would recommend that. So you got to do at least 2 years before you should even lease a horse. And you need to show to your parents. Your parents aren't going to buy your horse if you can't show commitment. My parents wouldn't buy me or lease me a horse because, like, how do we know you're committed? So I had to wait 3 years to show them. I did so many shows, so many clinics. I bought this all myself. I bought lots of tack. I'm like, I'm committed. I've got all the stuff I need for my first horse or my first lease horse. I'm ready. And then they talked to my trainer, and I started to lease. And that was when it all got serious, and when I realised this isn't as easy as I thought. Not going up to the barn every day and riding my horse and just having fun with it and then coming home and then doing my schoolwork. No, it's a lot harder than that. I had to finish school in the city, drive up to Strathalbyn, which is an hour drive every day in peak hour traffic. I'm sorry, can't breathe. Do my riding, ride for an hour, come home, give him get off, give him a squirt, give him a brush, give him his feed, do the feed of the whole horses, because that's partly my deal with my instructor. I like help out at the barn every week, come home in peak hour traffic, do my homework in the car, come home, have dinner, have a shower, go to bed. So that was every day, and I'm like, I can't keep doing this. This is a lot harder than I thought it would be. This is really difficult. But then my family figured something out, and it got a lot easier. So that was that's how that happened. So you guys, it's not easy. It's not a piece of cake. Some people will tell you it's easy, it's fun to have a horse. Bullshit. I am sorry. If you were younger than 13, bullshit. Honestly, it is. It's not true. It's not easy. So you guys really need to be prepared and make sure you are dedicated, because you can't buy or lease a horse and then 6 months later say, oh, I want to play soccer instead. No, I had to give up everything for horses. I gave up my favorite sport, lacrosse. I gave up soccer. I gave up my social life, going out with friends on weekends. I had to give all of that up for horses. So if you're ready to give all of that up, then you maybe can start looking at leasing. It depends how long you've been riding for, because there are not that many beginner horses out there. And if they are, they're like $5,000 more. And honestly, you're not going to want to buy a $5,000 horse. It's been there, done that, everything. Bomb-proof. Because what are you going to work with? And if you're a beginner, you're not going to really want your own horse, and because you have to buy a float and stuff like that. I mean, if you've got a lot of money and you don't mind buying a $10,000 float, then that's okay. You can buy your own horse. But otherwise, no, just wait. I mean, it's patience. Like, I wanted to buy my first horse. I looked on Gumtree. I looked on Horse Deals. I kept buying. Honestly, it doesn't hurt you buying Horse Deal magazines, because it shows your parents, I want a horse. And that's how I showed my parents, and then eventually they started leasing and I got into it. So you can buy magazines and stuff like that. It's just I went up and showed my parents like every horse that I wanted, and then eventually it's like, okay, well, look at it. So she showed my instructor. My instructor said no, just no. I had no idea what I was looking for. All I saw was free. So I'm like, yep, good horse. X-race horse, problems, had to be experienced, couldn't board, you had to have your own place. It was just not the right horse for me. So I showed her and she's like, no, just no. I got my horse up. I got my hope up with every horse, but no. So anyway, we're getting into, that was my long intro. So that is, if you haven't checked all the boxes that I just put out there. Okay, so more than 3 years of riding. You don't have to have your own place, but time commitment and money commitment. Your parents agree to this. It's not just you. And you need help. You can't just go buying a horse by yourself. You need a person who knows what they're talking about, like an instructor, someone like that. So if you've checked all those boxes and you know what you're doing, then you should be able to continue this video. Okay guys, we're into the video. Sorry my intro was so long. My hair is still sticking out. It's like pluck on top of it. Okay, so now I'm going to be reading the horse tech checklist. Now, you guys don't have to buy all this. This is the what I needed to get. I actually haven't bought some of this stuff because I thought it through and be like, okay, I don't need all that stuff. When I do need it, I'm probably not going to have it when I do need it, but that's okay. This is the oops, broke my page. It's the bare necessities. Actually, this is more than the bare necessities. It's actually what I wanted, but also it's a want and need list to put together. So I kind of separated them and then bought what I needed and my like wants is still unchecked, as you can see. So first one I've got is tack box. You don't have to buy a tack box. You don't have to go out and buy the most expensive tack box ever. I put mine in a plastic bag for the first few weeks until my parents like, you know what, there's a sale coming up, let's go buy a tack box. I'm like, let's do that, because I had lots of money. Body brush. Don't go buying an expensive brush. Buy a cheap $5 brush. Get one from eBay, Gumtree. No, people selling their old brushes when they quit writing and stuff. Just look on Facebook pages if you're allowed on Facebook. If your parents have Facebook, say, Mum, can you like join pages so I can like see for money, like see for horse gear and stuff like that. Just look around. You don't have to go buying the most freaking expensive brushes. Most of my brushes, my first brushes, I got from a friend who was selling her brushes because she needed Mother's Day money for a present for her mother. So she sold all her brushes and all her gear and stuff like that so she could buy her mum a present, and then she kind of rebought them. So then I kind of figured out, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to buy new brushes. So I kind of then went to Horseland and got the cheapest brushes I could on sale. Soft brush is the same as my body brush. Mane and tail brush. I actually didn't buy a mane and tail brush at first. I brought a hairbrush. I just used an old hairbrush, and honestly it's a lot cheaper, because like a mane and tail brush, they're like $15. Why would you want to waste $15 on a thing you could use in a hairbrush? And like, I used a hairbrush for a month, 2 months, but then it kind of broke. So then my parents like, sale coming up, let's go out and buy an actual mane and tail brush. I'm like, okay, because I'm actually going to use my real hairbrush. Skipped one. Hoof pick. You kind of need a hoof pick, unless you not going to pick your horse's hooves, but if there's a stone in it, you kind of need a hoof pick. Just get a cheap one. Just find a cheap hoof pick, but you kind of need it. So, plastic curry comb. You need a curry comb, especially in winter or in summer when they roll around the mud or they try to lay down in the mud. You're going to need a curry comb. It's just something you need. So, I have one of those like clear ones, except it's not here, it's in my stable. So, you kind of need a curry comb. Get a cheap one again. Easy, cheap. Sweat scraper. You know those plastic sweat scrapers? I'm not buying one of them. I'm crossing that off my list because honestly, they are just shit. They don't work. I'm sorry. They're shit. They don't work. Sponge. You kind of need you don't really need a sponge. You can use your hand, but some girls like petite, so they don't want to use their hands, so they use sponge. I don't actually have a sponge yet because I don't actually need a sponge. So yeah, Miracle brush. That is one of those amazing brushes that's soft brush, a body brush, that are $50 brushes. So it's a $50 brush. So I'm gonna be like, yep, I'll actually get that. I'm gonna buy that. Shedding blade. I use a shedding blade as a sweat scraper. As a sweat scraper. So much better. It works. It gets the water off a lot better, easier. Trust me, sweat scrapers, they just don't work. They're just plastic, thick plastic that you just like, no, doesn't work properly. It's just like, I think it just like pushes the water into the skin, except the one you just flick it and it like goes all down. Shedding blade, I would recommend them. First aid kit. You need a first aid kit. You can't have a horse without a first aid kit. What if it sprains its leg? What are you going to use? What if it needs a splint? What are you going to use? You actually need a first aid kit. What if it gets bitten or it has worms or something? You need a first aid kit. You always need a first aid kit. Lunge whip. Some horses need lunging, some don't. It really depends. I have a lunge whip just in case, but I also do use my riding school's lunge whip. So yeah, this video is taking a long time. I am so sorry, guys. Whips. I used whips. I have whips and I use them because you can't really go without whips, I think. I just bought a cheap one. I got one off my friend. I borrowed one from my riding school. I didn't really buy a whip until I got one for my birthday as a surprise. So yeah. Crop for jumping. I got I got my dressage whip and my crop whip for my birthday, so I was kind of lucky there. But yeah, saddle pad, you can't ride without a saddle pad. Now if you lease, you will get a saddle pad, and if you buy and they're selling their horses just full stop, you will get saddle pad, you will get the saddle, because it's their stuff, so you give it with them. But some people, they're like, nah, I'm still riding, I just need to sell my horse, so I'm gonna keep all its gear, you just get the horse. Like, some people don't even give you the halter and the lead rope, and it's like, what the hell you want me to do, woman? So you should buy a saddle pad, because you would know whether you get a pony or a horse. So it's pony in full size. If there are any other sizes, whoa. But yeah, it's just pony full. Oh, there's a half pad and lots of different saddle pads. I just got a full saddle pad. It's just a saddle pad. I mean, it just goes on the saddle. You should need one every 10 years, something like that, unless completely. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I went completely. Brakes. But yeah, you should be unless you know what's going on, you probably need a saddle pad. Lead rope. If the person doesn't supply a lead rope, mine didn't, I got really upset. The lady that I got my horse off of, I leased my horse off of, she didn't think of giving me the lead rope or the halter. So I had to borrow my stable's halter and lead rope for the first day, and then I ran to Horseland. I literally ran. It was like 5 minutes away, so I ran. I pulled out all my cash in the middle of the store, grabbed a halter, grabbed the lead rope, and just threw the money at the counter. I'm like, here, go have it. And I actually think I paid 5 cents more. I could have had 5 cents. I could have been 5 cents richer. I mean, like, but no. Instead, I just said, here. He's like, you want 5 cents? I'm like, you keep it. You've been a great service to me. Ran out, put the halter and the lead rope on the horse, and then led it away. She's like, wow, that was really drastic. I'm like, I know. Helmet. This is a big one lately in the equestrian world. Helmets. People are considering whether they should wear helmets or not. Are you crazy? I'm not against anything that have, oh my god, that flies, that have their own horses and don't wear a helmet. That is your choice. That is completely your choice. You can just go injure yourself permanently. Because why don't you just ask for a train to stand in front of you? Because that's how much you're going to get hurt if you don't wear a helmet when riding. I know a friend that went cantering down a field and she wasn't wearing a helmet. She fell off and she has brain damage now. Is that how you guys want to turn out? No, so wear a helmet. Don't be stupid. You gotta wear a helmet. Otherwise, bad stuff, you're just asking for bad stuff to happen. You're just asking for injuries. And you're like, oh, it's a 5-second ride. No, it's not a 5-second ride. You don't hop on a horse and then hop back off. I mean, like, my rides, if I go for a long trail ride, I always have my helmet. I mean, I have my cap, I have my helmet. Actually, I have my helmet, I have my cap in my saddle, but in my saddlebag. I just ride, get off, take my helmet off, clip it to the horse, put on my cap. Instead, people are like, you know what, I'm just going to wear my cap. I'm not even going to wear my helmet. You know what? It's okay. No, don't do that. So get a helmet. Lunge line. I bought a lunge line because my horse does need lunging. Depends if your horse needs lunging or not. Do not try and use your lead rope. It breaks really easily. Chaps. Some people use chaps. I do jumping and dressage, so I kind of do need chaps. So yeah. Float boots or show boots, some people call it. If you float your horse that much and he gets like splinters from the thing, or he like falls over, or like he's not that sturdy, I would recommend it. So that is our long tack checklist. So that is kind of what you need for your first horse and why you need it. So while we did that, I kind of had a list also. Now, You also need, blankets. You need a sheet or a blanket. You don't throw like a bed sheet over it. You throw a blanket, a horse blanket. You buy a horse blanket, otherwise it's gonna either get hot, cold, too hot, get the flu, get colic, and die. I'm sorry, that's probably really drastic. I'm really sorry, but seriously, you need a blanket for it. You need feed for it. I had hay for the first day until I figured out what his food was, and I changed it. So yeah, I actually got some, wrong page, tips here. Okay, I got from other YouTube videos. I have probably my favorite YouTuber, I'm not gonna say their names. Hey, it's Maya. She, honestly, I love her, and Riley Link 14. They are honestly the reason why I started YouTube and why I started writing. So you should go definitely check them out. They're really good. Sorry if I'm not allowed to say your name in videos. But yeah, they're just really, really inspiring. You should definitely go check them out. They both know what they're talking about. Tips. Wait to buy tack. You guys need to stop and wait a minute. Like, I bought a saddle pad. It doesn't really matter. You gotta wait to buy a saddle, because I know a friend, she bought a saddle before she got a horse, didn't fit her horse. So she had to go out and buy another saddle. So just wait. I mean, ride bareback. Experiment. Borrow someone's saddle. Experiment. Have good friends who will lend you their saddle. Check out Facebook and cheap saddle stores. Don't go buying $1,000 saddle, $600 saddle. Just check out cheap Facebook, stuff like that. Sales. Like I said, I bought all my stuff at a sale because I'm not actually going to go buying my tack when it costs like $30 more. I don't think anyone would want to if there's a sale nearby. Plan ahead. So I planned ahead a lot. Like, I bought my tack early. I bought my brushes and stuff early. So I kind of had to plan ahead, because if I didn't, you're kind of in this hole where you kind of need money like that. And sometimes you don't get money like that. So you're kind of stuck. So you kind of need to get stuff early. Make lists. I told you I was horrible at making lists. I made lists. My whole life is organized. A saddle. I kind of got 600 to 1,000, but then I kind of looked cheaper. But some people, they will buy that, so that's your choice. Bridles. Some of them cost 100 plus, I heard. I'm going for 80 or 70 or 60, guys. I'm not going that high. Fly mask. Most people like fly mask if their horse is really annoyed by flies. My horse isn't, so I kind of didn't get a fly mask, so I kind of took that out. Adjustment. My place is $100 a week. I work there, so I kind of help out with the horses, so it's $50 a week. So yeah, so that's kind of $53 a week. Yeah. And then divided by 7 days, so every day it's $7.10 every day, like through the week. So if I can make $7 a day, then that's gonna really help me. I kind of added everything, like prices and stuff. I added that all together, and for the first year it cost about $10,000. It is not cheap. It is not cheap. If you are not financially prepared, do not buy a horse. I'm going to yell this from the rooftops. Horses are the most expensive sport out there. They cost a lot of money. Do not go buying a horse if you're going to sell it later. Because I have people that come to my riding facility, ask to buy horses that are for sale. They have no idea, and they give it back. And they're like, oh, no, we don't know what to do with it. They sell it to the slaughterhouse because they have no idea what they're doing. So please do not buy a horse if you are not committed money-wise and time-wise. Time-wise is another big thing. People don't have time for their horses. They become neglected. They give them to the RSPCA, and then the owners get pissed, start suing, and makes a big deal out of it. Do not buy a horse if you're not time and financially committed to this, because it's a big deal. Honestly, it's not like a puppy. It's not like a rabbit. It's not like a bird. I don't know what pets people... It's not like a cat. It's not like soccer. It's not like football. It's an expensive sport. It's an expensive pet. It's lots of things. It's a pet. It's a sport. It's commitment. I don't think everyone understands out there. Like, when I was younger, I just wanted a horse. I didn't really understand the commitment. Then my parents kind of had to yell it at me. And I finally understood. It costs money. Money is hard to get. I am lucky. Everyone out there who does equestrian is very lucky. Because I'm pretty sure not everyone out there knows the value of $1. When you start to work, you understand how hard your parents have to work to put food, to supply a house on the table, and have a shelter to live in every week. Every week they have food. Every day you have food. You have 3 meals a day. If you don't, then, well, I'm sorry for you. But most people have 3 meals a day. So, it costs money. So, most kids are like, Mummy, I want a pony. And they're like, oh, sweetie, can't really afford it. And they keep bugging their parents, even though they can't afford it. You can't help if you can't afford something, because it's expensive. I mean, like, horses, they're not something you can keep in the backyard. You have to have a big property for it. And if you don't live in the hills, adjustment is a big deal. So I think everyone needs to stop for a minute and think about money. And think about the value of $1 and how lucky we all are to be living in a place that is happy, that is loving. When some people live on the street and have nothing, they have to beg for food every week. So we are lucky we have food and shelter weekly, daily. Because some people, I don't think they understand how hard it is. Because when I didn't understand I didn't understand the value of $1 until my parents made me get out there and work for my own stuff. They said, no, we're not buying stuff for you anymore. For a week, you can buy your own food and stuff. So I had to work for a week as a plan through school. And it's hard. It's a lot harder than it looks. Because I did work, right? And I got $100 that week. It barely got me. I barely got through the week with food. And that's just food. I wouldn't even have a home. So I don't think everyone understands how expensive it is. So horses are just piling on bills. There's vet bills. There's vet checks. There's farrier. There's dentistry. Everything in the equine thing is 10 times bigger than it usually is. So it's 10 times more expensive. So I am warning you, before you go out and buy or lease a horse, money and time. Okay, guys. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe and thumbs up. And by the way, if I thought thumbs up cost money, I thought getting YouTube cost money. I was really not a smart techie kid. So giving me a thumbs up, it doesn't cost money. I promise you. So give me a thumbs up, subscribe, like my videos, and I will see you next time. Bye!